This high school season, it's time to choose your gaming destiny. Whether it's gaming icons clashing in the ultimate showdown in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, hitting the road and outpacing the competition in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or slinging ink with your friends in colorful battles in Splatoon 3. Bring competitive Nintendo gaming to your high school through Play Versus. Learn more about the upcoming season by visiting playvs.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the high school finals for Play Versus 2023. I'm Genie7, joined by Sov. And Sov, I am so excited. We've got some great finals coming up, especially our first region, the Northeast.
Yeah, Northeast region is going to be quite an interesting region. I know at least what team I'm cheering for because we've got the Greenwich Cardinals, my home area out of Connecticut, and the Halting Titans coming in. Cardinals sitting at number 2 seed with the Halting Titans coming in at number 1. Both of them had a pretty good showing through their brackets. So, this is destined to be a pretty good game to kind of close out the New England region.
Yeah, it's whatever always is cooking up in that Northeast. It's always strong, no matter what sport they're doing. A lot of people, a lot of good players, even that can graduate into the higher regions past high school. So I'm excited. And if you want to join in onto the action, get ready for the action of next season. Enrollment for the spring 2024 season is open now. It's free to compete. Discover the opportunities that Play Versus has to offer. Get all the details in the upcoming spring season at playversus.com. Don't just watch, play.
Yeah, I say this every time I'm on here. I wish this kind of thing was happening when I was in high school. I wish we had this kind of support. Yeah, God, this is an exciting time for esports, especially when you look at these young upcoming players. We're looking at the Halting Titans, who have a pretty deep roster. They're 7 players deep, so that's almost 2 whole teams you could farm out of this. Where the Greenwich Cardinals, there's only 1 full team of 4, so there's a lot of players coming into this that definitely are looking for colleges to continue to grow and play on, and this is a great starting point for them for that.
Yeah. And the collegiate scene past this is also strong, but the high school level, this is just starting point. There's so many opportunities. But yeah, going over that point that you had there. So if you've got a 4 person roster versus a 7, there's definitely upsides and downsides to either. And if I'll cover that, I think with a crew of 4, you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses. But if you have a weakness and the other team finds it, it can be very exploitable.
Yeah, the trade-off to that, right, is that with a 7-person roster, you get a little bit more flexibility if someone's having an off day or someone can't quite fill whatever they're looking to do, or maybe you need a really niche role for Clam Blitz, for tower control. But, that squad of 4 at the moment may not be the most practiced, so we're really going to get a good look at how both of these teams have practiced through the year as well.
Yeah, I'm very interested because you can also get just stuck counterpicking because.
Yeah, true.
If you have a charger on a good charger map, if you've got no one that can really counter a charger, then you're kind of out of luck. But if you put your charger player in on a non-charger map, then you're almost playing a 3v4. That's where it can go up and down either way, and especially going off of the modes. We will have all 5 Splatoon modes being played. We do have our game 1 will be Turf War, game 2 will be Rainmaker, game 3 will be Splat Zones, 4 Tower Control. And lastly, if we get there, game 5, that'll be Clam Blitz.
Clam Blitz. Clam Blitz is going to be that one that I think a lot of people are looking to avoid, right? Like a lot of players don't necessarily like playing Clam Blitz. There's a lot of set plays that are required to really kind of get your team to coordinate to do it. And that can really be a weak point for some teams that are just kind of winning on the back of, just making sure they get splats and making sure they get elims and keeping that clear. So, the other one that interests me that I'm really watching for is Zones being in that 3rd spot. Zones as a 3rd map pick really doesn't give you, you're coming off of Turf at number 1. So Turf and Zones kind of share similar skill sets. So it would be very likely we'll see a 2-1 by the time we get to game 3. So these games could go longer.
And Rainmaker also being more of all the maps that are when we go over the modes, the ones that are very set and standard and this is the flow of the game is Tower Control. Tower Control is you ride the tower, somebody always has to be on it, and it moves its way along a set path. You have set strategies to use your ink control, to get the control that you need to push that tower to the ending destination.
Yeah.
Zones and Turf War. Zones, you fight on the zone. Turf War, you fight everywhere. That's Turf War. You fight over exactly almost anywhere. In Rainmaker, besides the checkpoints in the main goal, things can be going on all over the map. So having our set maps a little bit in the later half, we could have actually some good reverse sweeps here. I'm not counting that out.
No, I think if anything, these kinds of map mode combinations are going to make this a lot viable. We are waiting right now for the Halting Titans first pick. They have map 1 as they were the #1 seed. So, I mean, let's hypothesize for a minute here, Jeannie, because it's turf war. You and I don't necessarily think about this a lot, but are there any particular maps that... Oh, okay, maybe I don't. Admittingly I don't, but if you do, all right, where are we going then? If you have pick, where do you think is the best map for an opening like this? Yeah, okay, you don't, no, see, all right,
it really comes down to your comp, bro. So it comes down to what you have.
It does, yeah.
Because, really if you have I'm going to be honest, Turf War, if anyone sees for all of our other finals today, all of our different regions, if you see the weapon called the Reflux come out,
Reflux
for only game 1, do not be surprised. Reflux is not as a Reflux connoisseur, somebody that's been playing that thing since it first came out because it looked cool and is awesome. It is not good in the other modes. It is not at its strongest at its other modes. But in Turf War, no other weapon in the game can cover turf as fast.
Oh, I agree.
So when you get to that last 30 seconds, if you have your Reflux alive, or if you have a Splattershot Junior, or a Sploosh, any really short range, or maybe even an Arrow Spray, anything, if that is the last weapon alive, you are at a super, super high advantage. So I want to see whatever you can set up, whatever maps you can set up your teammates around, that you're the one that have the most players alive in the last 30 seconds. Because everything in Turf War does not matter until that final 30. You could be in your spawn.
You're right, though.
But if you get two wipeouts back to back, 8 splats in a row, the entire map can change color.
Oh yeah, the map pressure that you need for a mode like this Turf War really kind of speaks to what you said earlier. You know, this is a big, you have to play the whole map. So really being able to cover so much ground, making sure you get that ink down is so key. And like you said, the last 30 seconds is really where it's going to be. We just got that pick in. It's going to be Makomar. So a little bit smaller of a map than maybe you would. This is good though, because this means that you can kind of get someone in the back line, post up, and really just kind of cover your painters while they really get down there, make sure they build up their specials and they keep that ground going. So this is an interesting choice. It's not as big as I thought maybe we would see for this, but I think that's the right call here.
Yeah, I agree with you. So, but what I'm worried about for these teams, I know they're not thinking too far in advance because this is a best of 5, still a long series, but we're not getting up there into like best of 9 territories, like best of 7s.
Yeah.
You want to. There's enough good maps that you can always have that you can pick five solid maps.
Oh yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that's taking Mako off the board for like maybe a zones or a talent control later on. So I am more surprised that it's not something. I definitely knew that it wouldn't be something like Scorch because who's gonna pick Scorch on Clam or not on Clams?
No, well you might see it on Clams. You ain't gonna see it in Turf.
Oh yeah, you want to see it on Clams. Scorch Clams is where we want to see it.
All right,
there we go. We got some good painting weapons coming out.
Okay.
Actually, I like both teams.
Yeah, I like the ballpoint pick here. It's still a very strong backliner, and I'm very interested because I do believe I see Cooler only on one side, so that's going to be interesting. That Cooler is probably going to be the difference maker. So watch out for that zap for the side of what I believe is the purple Cardinals.
Yeah, if those Cardinals can be up with that Tactical Cooler, that Tactical Cooler gives you a big buff to all pretty much all of your movement abilities. Maybe giving you respawn faster, not lose special if you get splatted, and run and swim much faster. It's a beautiful and powerful thing.
Yeah, that first pick though going onto the Cardinals means that this is there. You can see it. This is how important it is. You will let someone hang back, so you might be inclined to just let your first person who jumps back to get out of the way. But specials on the board again. Covering this mid and controlling this mid is going to be so important. Soup's going to pop the crab here. They're going to apply that pressure from the high ground, and I really like that idea. I really like being able to keep the Hauling Titans just in their zone as far back as they can.
The beautiful plays that are going to be coming out on the blue side is I'm gonna need to see that crab tank alive in that last 30, especially and maybe with that tactical to really show control as a ballpoint. That was a beautiful inkjet splat. But are they going to be able to stay alive through the stamper? No, absolutely slicing the dice.
though. It's still pretty much a toss-up at this point. The Cardinals will take 2 down, and that is their advantage to push here. So they're probably going to push up a take and just kind of reclaim the last of that space. You can see it. Just trying to make sure they clear at least the midpoint of everything. And now they'll take this high ground. The crab falls off, but it's still applying a lot of pressure. And you can see it. There's 2 going in deep for the side of the Cardinals.
Yeah, the Titans, they're pushed far back, but remember, last 30 seconds in Turf War is all that truly matters. So with just over a minute left on the clock, they have an opportunity to try and make their way out, but the splash roll from this 52 gallon is just proving to be too difficult to get through.
Yeah, that's great use of just this space control, using this half gallon just to really keep the pressure up and just being able to win those duels. That was a 2v1 they managed to escape from, so you're really happy with that as we come into the last minute mark. Bubble is out, but I don't even think they care. I think the Cardinals just do not care at this point.
Yeah, and that bubbler, it could have been used as a beacon to jump to, but no one really alive from the Hall Link Titans. They're going to be jumping into this left side on glass. They do see the Stamper, and you got to punish that one out. The Stamper gets one, gets taken out by another. We are in a 2v2 scenario, and the high ground advantage proves to be too strong.
It's still paint caught up from the Titans, though. They did manage to get a couple picks and sneak it out there. So it's still at that 30-second mark. This is
final 30.
2v1 pays off. There's the final 30. This is their chance. The Cardinals are going to sneak up, and they're going to push forward here.
You don't want to feed too far. They have a three-player advantage right now. You do see that the Killer Whale is going to go through, slicing up the competition. Hull Inc. is pushed so far back to go down. They're trying to make it way out of spawn. It's just going to be the ballpoint. So I feel like this Turf War game is all but over as the desperation jumps at the end are coming in.
Yeah, the cooler's up. This is all for naught. It doesn't even matter if you go down. There's no time to get back anyways, but that just means that damage is even further increased from that cooler. So, I mean, Cardinals looking phenomenal out there. I got to give it to my squad there. They look so good on that 63%. That's no easy feat. Usually you see them a lot closer, but that is a pretty dominant showing.
No, that was really dominant throughout the entire game. There was very little opportunity for the Hall Link Titans to really move back through in a mid. The 52 gal with that splash roll. The new Stamper, I don't know if we're gonna call it the Nouveau, the Neo, because it's got the sticker.
Yeah.
The new Stamper has that crab, which is so hard to move. It's crab tank for a reason. It really leans on the fact that it is a tank that looks like a crab.
Yeah, and let's not talk about that. It's on an incredibly good frontline weapon, right? So even if you get yourself into an out of position, angle, you suddenly can just pop that crab and give yourself an advantage in a 2 or 3v1. You get that little bit of extra health, and you can call for the backup you need for someone to take a flank angle and help you. So a great bit of team play from the Cardinals. It will go ahead and be our number 1 seeds pick again, though, as we move over to Rainmaker. And it's probably for the best that Mako's off the board. I mean, it's another small map. I'm thinking we want something a little bit bigger here. Let's get away from things, because we've seen space control, that huge, just incredible, impressive space control from the side of the Cardinals. So I think we need to make it a little bit wider and maybe harder to control. Give yourself more angles of approach.
Use one of the tools to your advantage that you have. Yeah. You have a ballpoint. They have a Stamper. Ballpoint beats Stamper in the range battle. If you can use the range battle to your advantage, that will be good. But the problem is you also have some short range weapons like the dualies and the zap. But those new dualies with the triple splashdown, it can maneuver its way across the map very fast using that awesome curling bomb. So we are having the pick in, and it's Crab-like Capital. I love that pick. A lot of grading. Splatlings love grading because unlike regular ground, for everyone who's watching, you cannot go into the squid form on grading. You will fall through it. Splatlings oftentimes have run speed, and they move faster than most weapons. So you want to stay on top of that grading, using your long-range cover fire to assist your team and really push the objective. And speaking with it being Rainmaker, this map can go fast. I want to see those coolers. I want to see those drinks.
Yeah. This will be fast. There is going to be a sub in for Hall Link, so we are going to see the depth of roster here, and that makes sense to me. There are some players that just prefer to play the Turf War mode. There are some things like we were looking for. It's very likely we'll see 1 or 2 of those players and those weapon choices sub out, which makes sense. So it'll be very interesting to see what this sub brings. We will also see 1 sub out. I believe there's 2 subs coming in. So we'll see Gray and Dylan come in. So this is half the team. So I'm very curious to see what this brings in. We'll see Gray and Amalux come in for the side of the Hauling Titans. That's a Luna Blaster. Okay.
Excuse me?
Interesting.
A Luna
here.
Blaster on Crab Leg Capital?
Okay.
A short-range weapon on a map that does not favor it at all.
Interesting. That has to be a specialist. That has to be someone who's put mileage into this weapon. So I'm very curious to see what this Luna can get. It is dangerous. You cannot approach it. So I'm watching now for this backline. That Nautilus is going to have its work cut out for it.
Well, I'm guessing that Peter is definitely a Luna Neo fan. That's what their in-game name is. So if anything says specialist Soab, that
definitely does. Yeah. I mean, the initial bubble pop is there.
3-up. This is beautiful. This is a counter that you want to do.
This is it. They'll spend the hammer too. They'll get one pick on it. That is a huge run for the Titans. This was a calculated choice. You'll love to see it. The Inkzuka is going in as well. They'll get the pop. It did manage to find a pick with that sub as well. 30. This is over, Genie. This is already in a dangerous spot for the Cardinals.
This is, yes, a dangerous spot, but on this map, so this can go fast, especially when you have Tacticooler and a Crab Tank. A 3-down situation on the other side. These checkpoints, luckily, will be still up for the Hauling Titans, but a good opening 32. And the Zuka doing damage.
Yeah, good huge shot. That does buy them the one lead up. They'll take the reset here, so they'll have to try to pop this. The space is already made though, so if they can keep the man advantage, they should be able to clear this. They did get 2. That's the opening. They have it. They'll take the Rainmaker, but I mean they still have to push. The respawns are coming in.
Yeah, the top left side, we're gonna go. The shot is gonna go up on this L block. I don't think that they're gonna commit. They're just gonna stay alive, play for your Zuka, and fight another fight. They are going to be popping this a little early, so it's going to be hitting that shield of the Rainmaker, protecting the members who are still on his high ground. And no, the shot!
No. Tragedy. It does even out the fight though, so it's just advantage lost. That's tragic, but it could be much worse. And then the Rainmaker's in a pretty solid spot. It'll have to reset from it. So here we go again, back to center.
Yeah, back to center. And Soup, oh, you can't go up like on a rail in front of a ballpoint. They will pick you out of the sky every time. And there's Ultra Stamp making room on the left side. There is one more player over here. They are taken out. Random is gone. The rest of the members are trying to come back through spawn. And oh, that was a beautiful Toxic Mist. You can't go for the leap play when you get stalled in Toxic Mist there, Solo.
Yeah, that is a huge special that has started to grow in popularity. It's just being able to deny the ink return, and the point sensor has grown as well. We're starting to see, the information that these teams are getting, and the denial of resources really coming into play here. Inkjet as well does get picked, so that's a loss of the special, but the picks just continue to fall.
Yeah, and one for one all across the map. We are going to have some jump-ins, but this Rainmaker is caught out. Can they find the splat? They will find the trade. That is A-okay for both teams, because right now, just want to calm it down, reset, and stop scrambling, because both teams are scrambling.
Yeah, Titans need to just take a breath. They know they're in a good spot. They need to get this out of the way. Great shot onto the splat link, but does get punished for it. They have that advantage, right? They have 2 minutes on the clock. They just need to play the time. And these picks help their cause so much more. They'll even Reddit reset, and they can just let it sit here, Genie. They just need to play for time. They have the advantage. It's smart play out of the Titans, and I love to see it. Great shot.
Great shot. If I want to see them hold the Rainmaker anywhere, I want to see them hold it top right. Or in that lower right alley. This could be an opportunity. They've got 3-up advantage in the ballpoint. Sitting on the grading on the top right. No one will be able to contest them. I like the this way. He's going top right across his grading. So this push could be devastating if they get some more specials online here. Oh,
that's 2 for 1. Zuka. That's a 2 for 1 on the Zuka. There's still a chance now. It's 2v4. They just need to capitalize on it if you're the Cardinals. So they'll get the Rainmaker. They'll throw down the Cooler. So that's 2 up. They have to keep pushing, though. They need those jump-ins because they are going to be fighting this down. They find the pick, and this is the shot. They can run this back.
They could, but because that Rainmaker was so far away, it did get sold out. But the members of Titans, they've kind of run in there and they've gone down. The Rainmaker's trying to go up, but it gets stopped right at 48. If they can get this recontest, if they can get this repop, this could be another push going here. So
yeah, they'll push it. A minute on the clock.
Crab Tank on the top right.
Crab Tank, is it going to get it? They got it. That positioning is very good. They've taken the lead. They're going to sneak it into 20, and that is all they needed to do, was just get themselves in this position. The hammer gets denied, but the damage is done here, Genie. It's a wipe, and the Cardinals still have some pressure up. Desperation Inkjack finds one in Matt, but eventually gets picked out of the sky. Bubbles pop. They're going to still push for more. The Cardinals, they're looking to make it. They're looking to close it out.
Yeah, this match has been insane. We're already down to 12 in the final 30 seconds remaining. This will be I want to say, one last push for the Hauling Titans to really get themselves out of this sticky situation they put themselves in. And this Ultra Stamp needs to find some value.
I would say I was looking for that stamp to clear the way. I want to see someone go ahead, but that is a one pick that they don't need out of the Titans. They're going to have to try to clear the space the rest of the way. Cardinals will respect it, though. They're going to jump back and play defensively. I like that call out of the Cardinals. They know they have time on their side, and they have their win con.
They have that win condition. And the glowing Rainmaker, you can see it at all times. The Nautilus is going to try and run forward. It goes down. The Rainmaker gets 2, but it goes down to that Zuka. That good game. Cherry on top, Zuka, which at any time could just really just fire its way to the Rainmaker and take it out.
I mean, the shots from the Zukas on both teams were just impressive, genuinely. Yep. They were getting 2 and 1 value, you know, for so many of them. So I think that says a lot about both of these teams. You know, that aim, don't give me a Zuka. I'm maybe going to hit one by collateral, but these players are just straight sharpshooters with these things. And considering the Cardinals are now up 2-0, this is that chance to, you know, we're coming at a match point here. It's zones, though. This is the mode that everybody loves, everybody plays. So if you are the Hauling Titans, this is going to be the point where you have to pull out your biggest stop, your spot that you've scrimmed for the most of the season.
Yeah, this is you gotta dig deep for a map pick. It's because, like, what are you gonna do against the new Stamper? The new Stamper, honestly, even at the highest level, has been causing a lot of confusion and really proven to be very, very strong on not just zones, but all modes. But really found its home in zones because Zipcast, Splatoon Stamper was always, in my opinion, and a lot of the community's opinion, the best individual weapon in the game.
Yeah,
if you take away its sub and its special, it was the best singular weapon. But now you've given it a top 3 special in Crab Tank and a sub that combos off of its main weapon and its special.
Yep.
Soup is having a good time on that thing.
Yeah, Soup has been playing phenomenally on that. You can see how quickly he's building up those crabs. We unfortunately don't have those stats, but you know, he's building them up relatively quickly. I'd say almost every minute and a half there's a crab on board, and that's pretty good timing. That kind of extra pressure really allows you to, again, take the space, hold it like we were expecting them to do, and that's the one thing that the Cardinals had shown in map 1 in that turf war. They are good at controlling space. They understand where they need to take advantages, where to put themselves on the high ground to make sure their opponents don't have the space to play or can't get those Zuka shots off.
Our map will be Splat Zones on Hagglefish.
Okay.
This is tried and true. This is a tried and true. Like, from the very beginning of Splatoon 3, this was the favorite.
Yeah. My concern, though, is we've seen a very strong ballpoint. I haven't seen a lot too much to counter it, though. So, like, if you don't have a ballpoint of your own, you know, I hope
that's who's picking it.
I say
picking it in for the ballpoint to really show off their work.
Okay, Chemo is going to pick up the ballpoint, so that's going to be okay. I was hoping we hadn't seen one from their side. No, there's no ballpoint on the side. They're going to play a very aggressive frontline base comp, and I gotta respect that out of the Cardinals.
I'm pretty sure this is the same comp from both teams, swapping out the Zukas, though, for the regular splatter shots for the Tentatek splatter shots. Getting rid of those Zukas and having triple Ink Strike.
Triple Ink Strike is going to, Triple Ink Strike just allows you to take the whole zone in one shot, but it's easier to take the whole zone when you have a 2-point pick.
Oh, Neo
so make that 4! Make that all 4 for them. What an ace.
That was beautiful. Beautiful wipeout coming out there. Now they're going to have some specials online here, so especially this cooler. We need this to be online really fast. Because if you fall before this cooler is online, you won't have that faster respawn.
Yeah, you need that going into it. It's worth noting there was a sub coming in for the side of the Titans. Max is in green, you'll see there. But, yeah, I mean, the sub changes here worked. This is what I expected. It's a desperation. Ink Shack doesn't find anybody. They land, but they manage to live, so...
Wow, the drop roller speed!
Ooh, you love to see it. Point did stall out, though, so 66, now they'll have to build down. But, I mean, the Cardinals still haven't quite found their footing. They haven't been able to push past this ballpoint.
The ballpoint will just continuously be firing, and if you have the Tactical Cooler and the Neo, the Luna Blaster Neo, coming from your sides or your backside at all times, it's kind of just pesky. You need to find a way to run through, and they have, but the Luna is still around. It's still up. It has this Ultra Chef, which is a natural predator of the Crab Tank. They do have a find one on the low ground, and they will take out random. This ballpoint is still alive, though. So even though there has been control, it's the zone that is still under control for the Hauling Titans.
Yeah, and that's a lot of it is to the pressure.
Beautiful play in those super jumps. Able to stay alive, be a living beacon, allow your team to get back in. Refight with that Tacticooler online.
That is a huge comeuppance here, considering they are now burned out past their penalty, so they'll continue to take this down as they hit the 50 mark. I mean, it'll be a whale, but the whale will find one. That's probably not what you're looking for. They'll give up control here. They'll know to play a little bit passively from it.
Running out the ball
picks
point.
come through. Two come through, but will they get the fourth? Complete the wipeout for the 3-piece.
Yeah, that 3-piece is beautiful. Can they go for 4 for 4? No, they're gonna opt playing smart, playing defensive. Don't want to feed into that. And the little bastard just went absolutely in. Gets one. The punish. There's nobody there to punish that.
Oh my gosh, that's the problem with the all-in frontline comp though, right? There's no one hanging back that can help, sway these 2v1s. So they were all pushed up trying to control that space, and eventually they'll punish it out. The triple ink strike even thrown ahead. They can smell the blood in the ink here. They're gonna clean us. They get map with that. Are you kidding me? You cannot allow that to happen.
It's gone. That's another double splat. They haven't inked it at the right end defensive. We have the offensive tactical and the tri-strikes. Ballpoint goes 1 for 1. Not your favorite position to be as a ballpoint, but you need to go in for Holland. You need to stay alive. You want to stay alive in the series. You want to close it out here and now. They're trying to fight for over the zone. The Cardinals are running back forward. They got the spots, and they have the control of the zone. And most importantly, the penalty.
That's a wipeout, too. They'll take that. That'll give them their penalty back, but there's still a lot of work to go with a minute 30 on the clock here. They're looking and just trying to control the space. They need to get back to fundamentals. They'll have a cooler. Just get that space control back. They have to play ahead of the zone here, Genie, to keep themselves and this clock ticking.
Ooh, this is going to be a dangerous spot. Realistically, this Ultra Champ has to find good value. Can't find anything. They're trying to go through this killer whale. Can they find the Gal? The Gal gets 1, Gal gets 2 before getting taken out. Tri-strikes are in. The life needs to be preserved. Both teams just fighting tooth and nail over the zone. The clock is ticking down, so if these jumps get punished, this could be game and
19.
it could be set.
19, it's still anybody's match, it's still a flip, but the pick onto random means that they will secure it for the Titans, and that means that with under a minute on the clock, all they have to do is maintain here, Genie. They can play a little bit more passive again. They can't afford to let what happened in the previous map happen again here. They're going to play up, the Luna's going to pressure from below, and I like this. They need to keep the pressure up here if they're going to close this.
You have the tactical. As long as everyone doesn't fall with the tactical, if 3 fall, that is fine. Tactical did its job. 2 have fallen, so the jumps are going to have to come back in swiftly. Here goes that killer whale. It's going to pierce through all these walls, do a lot of chip damage, take out one. The Luna Blaster gets
it gets the
taken out
kill.
as well.
It gets the hammer.
And the shot goes down with the tri-strikes online. So we have one last opportunity, overtime, to decide the championship.
Yeah, I want to see the Cardinals just play a little bit safer. Could 3v1. I want to see them just focus out, make those calls, and capitalize. They'll get the trade there.
One.
They have the numbers. They still have to wear down. It's 20 seconds more as the triple ink strike hits.
Here they go, overtime. Will it be able to stay alive? No, everyone's getting paid over the zone, and the Hauling Titans stay alive.
We asked them to come alive. We asked them to stay and fight and bring us their best, and they did it, Genie. That's what you love to see. They'll close it out. They'll flip that zone in the 0 hour, and man, that was a nail biter. These games just get closer and closer every map we see here. I am just impressed by this talent here. These guys have played. I can see now why this is a #1 seed. That is a comeback from a team that has played that well all season.
And the fundamentals of good fundamental Splatoon was being demonstrated there. I wasn't seeing. I saw a lot of jitters in that first game, in that first Turf War game, out of both teams. Like you're in the championships.
Yeah.
You are in. This is the championships. This is the end of your season. This is the end of the year. Yeah. So I'm seeing both teams. The jitters are going a little bit down, and at least some calm for the Titans. They were able to come out clutch and play well, play spacey with the weapons that needed to play spacey, like the Zap, which is a more supportive weapon to paint the map and paint especially the zone. Your ballpoint want to play that range, and your Luna Blaster, you need that Luna Blaster to close the distance, because if you're playing range at Luna, you are not playing the weapon right. So you needed your Luna Blaster to really just go in there and cause chaos, roll people over with the Ultra Champ, get those directs, get those big 50 hit splash damage on anyone you could find.
I agree with you. I think the other part we have to kind of look at here is the Cardinals comp. They came into a very long and wide map with a very aggressive frontline base comp. This is that point where you'd rather see a charger or a ballpoint. Sure. We haven't really seen that out of them, so I'm very curious to see what does this mean. It is going to be their map pick, but
they only have 4. They only have 4 players, so
yeah,
they can't
it's not like there's clearly no like backline player here, so they're gonna have to keep playing aggressively. I think this map pick really needs to do something that's favoring them, since it is tower control. They have to pick something that's gonna work in their favor to these short range comps and play aggressively.
Yeah. The problem is that you're playing tower control against a Luna Blaster.
Yeah.
So you want to go to a short range map but that's the short range king.
Yeah.
It's been dominant since Splatoon 1.
2-1, yeah.
It has been tower control and Luna Blaster. Short range on tight maps equals victories. That's you want to go to a short map, but you can't go too short where the Luna's going to destroy you. But you can't go long range map where the ballpoint's going to destroy you. So this counter pick will decide, in my opinion, it'll be a very, 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 very critical point because we could easily see a game, easily see a game 5 if this goes wrong.
Yeah, I mean, this is number 1 and number 2. All it's going to take is one. We are on match point for the Cardinals, but both of these last 2 maps, like you said, the jitters are gone. Both of these teams are playing at their peaks. You know, I have to assume game 5 is probably more likely than we might think. So
yes,
we are waiting for the Cardinals pick as we speak. But I mean, again, I have to echo it. You know, the kind of initial look from the side of the Hauling Titans was they were a little passive. They were trying to play a little bit safer. And I think they realized, look, we can punish this comp here. We did get it. It will be ship-shaped cargo. And that's kind of what I was thinking we might be looking towards. But it is, again, this is a double-edged sword here.
The problem that I see, because for me, for having a lot of experience with a lot of different weapons, currently one of my main go-tos is ballpoint. This is a map where ballpoint can really tear you a new one if you're not careful.
Blaster? Okay.
I like the range blaster
like
pickup though.
Yes,
you have that long range capabilities. Not as long as the ballpoint will be, but if you can combo it with your stamper, which they've gone to the regular stamper, meaning that they've given up the crab tank, you can really get some very good damage down.
Oh, random falling immediately too. Immediately means that this first 3 means that this first control of the tower will go, but it gets picked. So there's the full 4. Yeah, I mean, hey, it turns out Neo's having a great day. The Luna's doing some great work out here. That was the right sub, and we've seen it, you know, from moment to moment in these last 2 maps.
Yeah, especially on tower control. Oh my goodness, Luna Blaster just doing Luna Blaster. They got 3 members down with 2 shots of the Luna Blaster. Exactly how strong that weapon could be if you set it up properly.
My goodness, the Titans are here. They are mad they dropped those first 2, and they are looking for more. 2 fall again for the Cardinals. Even with specials up, they just can't buy the Space Genie. It's gonna be the Jet out of desperation. Trades itself out, but finally there's a little bit of breathing room for the Cardinals. They'll be able to get the tower back to mid, hopefully.
Yeah, but the tactical is here on online, which means that they only get mid at all. That's the only thing that the Cardinals are able to really find. They need their own tactical online. The Luna Blaster, it's going in, it's gonna get taken out. The extra range advantage from the range blaster, using its namesake.
Yeah, I mean, that was just great reading, right? You know you can outrange it, so you can play the angles a little bit better. Inkjet is up here. It's the only special up on either side, so I'm watching this ballpoint now. If there's going to be a stop, it's going to come from this ballpoint in the back line.
This Inkjet, if it can come out in a combination with a tactical cooler, that'll be good. It gets 1, it gets 2, can it get 3? No, taken out by the range blaster. Range blaster gets, oh sorry, doesn't get punished. That was Map who got punished down there. The range blaster is actually one of those weapons that can really take out Inkjets relatively with ease with its large hitbox.
With the hammer, they do find the 1 there, but do they get the second on the toss? No, but they will get the tower to third. They'll push the tower back. 35 is their current standing with 3 minutes on the clock, so they've got to, they again, just kind of play it forward. If you get more space, great. Can just take control and hold it. You have the time here if you're the Titans. Played it to your advantage. It'll be the wave to get it out, but there's 2 from the side of the Cardinals, so they'll get it back.
And there's a jump in. That was definitely the Luna Blaster jumping in there and getting punished aggressively for that jump. They are back though, because Tactical makes the respawn just a little bit faster, so it'll be more or less a full reset for the Hauling Titans. Oh, never mind. The Luna Blaster goes in, gets 1, gets 2. How is Luna Fig getting away with?
Are you kidding me? Oh no, you have to mark that Luna Blaster at all times. That is going to be punishing. We've seen this Luna Blaster just punish you again and again. You guys have to mark that if you're the Cardinals. That has to be your priority pick.
I've never seen a Luna Blaster just not care. Just literally not care.
No fear. No fear.
Down mid.
Yeah, no fear. No fear. And you got to commend them on that. That's a pick getting traded out though, so it's 3v3, make that the 3v1 to clean it up. So control will continue to stay for the Titans, and this is what they needed. 2 minutes on the clock. They're going to try to pressure this grading. Another tacticaler up, and that's been the story of the day, is can you build more tacticalers? Can you keep your team respawning in these fights sooner than later? Inkjet's in, but I don't think they're going to be able to find anybody. It's just enough hiding.
This is very, very dangerous spot to be in if you're the Cardinals. This is your counter pick. And right now, they're only finding answers just to barely get out of their own spawn, and they're getting punished back and forth, back and forth. This second checkpoint is where ship shape is won and lost. If you break through this for the Hauling Titans, you can smell game 5.
Yeah, and you can see it. They push up. They'll send the hammer too. They get 2 with that. That means this is as good as over. The blaster finds the third, but that's the wipe. It's over, Genie. That means the Titans fight us and bring home the reverse sweep. Where it's live.
The reverse sweep is in the cards, but it comes down to Clan Blitz. We got one more game, everyone. The Cardinals, strong start on Turf War, a great comeback in Rainmaker. Then the Titans, something went their way in these last 2 maps. My goodness.
Yeah,
they're bringing it back.
If you're the Cardinals, you have to be scratching your head at this point, right? Because your first 2 games went pretty well, and it has to be like the answer by now, right? You know that Luna Blaster absolutely is just running you right now. You know it is finding so much value in your team. So you have to be thinking to yourself, okay, what can we do to counter this? We've been playing these short mid-range comps that really can't counter it. We brought in a range blaster to try to fight it. We're just struggling. I mean, I think you kind of got to give it up, play a little bit more mid-rangey and more pokey here. I don't think you can play this aggressive. You keep getting punished. How many wipeouts did we see from that Luna Blaster last map, Genie? I can't even count.
Honestly, it just looked like a running back running it through the entire defense, entire defense line, and nobody called it out. And then they're just down in the end zone. Bro went the whole distance of the field. Realistically, like you never see that. It's especially for a team that was being so dominant early on. It's kind of weird. But so the problem is that if even on a long range map, the Luna Blaster tore them.
Yeah, that's
tore
true.
them apart.
Yeah,
and when they weren't, it was the inkjet in the sky from the ballpoint.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the threats were always there, right? When you're just getting the splats and you're getting it works together. You can see it on the side of the Cardinals. They're able to set up and create the 2v1s, the 3v1s, those advantageous situations, but they're struggling in the 1v1s, and that's kind of, I think, really been the problem. Is they'll get into 1v1s, be it with the inkjet or something, and they'll only find themselves trading out. So tightening up those 1v1 matchups, or at least trying to find the most advantageous one for your weapon, is probably your hope here if you're the Cardinals. Because Clan Blitz now, where are you going? You're a short range team. I don't know, do you have any of your set plays? Because this might be the only place you can bring them out in a short range comp like this.
Maybe Eel Tail? Like, nobody goes to Eel Tail.
Nobody goes to Eel Tail, yeah. It's pretty tight.
You want it to be tight, but you also don't want it to be too tight. You can't...
Yeah.
I would say against the short-range poke comp, maybe Barnacle and Dime?
I could see that. Barnacle and Dime's not that pick.
But then Ballpoint could beat you. There's nothing good. You're being absolutely splatted on the long distance and torn apart on the short range.
All right, hear me out. So we do have the 2 new maps from Chill Season coming in. Those are technically available. So maybe you take one of those on the.
You don't take it to Ramen.
Yeah, no, not to Ramen. But I'm thinking the other one, Bluefin.
Bluefin?
Yeah, maybe. Well,
you want your high school championship to come down to Bluefin?
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. What are the odds teams have been scrimming these 2 though? Like, what are the odds that you can't catch a curveball?
But the problem is, how hard is the curveball? Is it going to turn into a boomerang and hit yourself in the face?
That's the question mark, right? Look, it's match point either way. So if you're the Cardinals, like, what do you got left in your tank? You have to throw it out now. Do you have any crazy weapons in your stash? Maybe you can pull out. You gotta dig deep and find something. This is your only advantage, and it looks like it will be Hagglefish Market again. So they're gonna run it back. This seems. I don't hate this. You struggled here though, so I'm a little concerned. They are going to... mini?
That's
a good answer. That is a great answer. I like that.
The answer that we are talking about is random on the 96 Gal Deco. The bejeweled long-range Gal weapon. It has Splash Wall. And most importantly, Kraken. The invincible Kraken. You can super jump to that with these power cleanse and force your way into the basket. But unfortunately, that doesn't protect you from getting splatted.
No, you still have to have it up, and that means the Titans will build their cooler first with 11 clams in the bank. So the economy does favor them here. They have the advantage, and I mean, again, I'm more just looking to see what, I like this read from the side of the Cardinals, but again, they're just not winning the 1v1s, and you can see it in the poke here. Look at that Stamper just slowly poking it out. These crossfires are just top tier, Genie.
Yeah. And you have that big bubbler as well. The problem is you have two weapons that have that sub, which slows you down, that toxic mist. So, and who's it really going to slow down? The Luna Blaster, it will affect, but relatively everything else doesn't get super affected by that.
No. Will be a pick, though, so it'll be 2 down for the side of the Cardinals. And there's not a clam up here for the side of the Titans. I'm sorry, there's 1 up. They're trying to build 2. They're looking to try to put themselves in a bigger ring. The early bubbler, though, the defensive bubbler? Okay, I'm not sure about that one, Genie.
I kind of like it because that sort of lets you live through bomb spam. All the bombs that were being thrown at your plat, and especially like when you have a Luna Blaster which has fizzies, and then a suction bomb and a splat bomb weapon on shooters. That'll be an opportunity. And hold up, 3 down here, so it's just gonna be the Mini. Mini gets 1. Can the Mini get 2? They have to watch out for this Inkjet which is coming in their face. They're able to trade it out in the power climb. Just short. Oh, it felt like it fell at the 1-yard line.
No, it did get there. It'll be the wipeout, though, so they'll get their 1+ in. So
here they go.
It's just
all the way down to 40?
40 already, and it's just now the question is, can they stop the respawns? The bombs go in, but they're happy with 47. They'll get out.
There comes more.
I don't disagree. They're gonna greet it. Okay, they're gonna get in 38. That's fine. That is plenty of a win condition. That's at least 3 full power clamps, so that is quite a statement to make. That's huge. That's a huge lead.
Because 3 power clams is as many clams as you can cheese with the Kraken strategy. Yep. 3 members alive, including the Kraken player. 3 power clams jumping in. That'll only get you to 40. So if this game comes down to Kraken cheese at the end of it, the super jumping in with the power clams to the Kraken, you will not have enough.
But look at how forced back they are. They're playing in spawn, Genie. They can't win a single duel here. They have just unfortunately been pushed back, and the Cardinals just struggling to even find a pick. That's 2 down again as these ink strikes come in, and that again they're just gonna get this in. The jet's there, and the path is clear.
This is looking like a reverse sweep, all but is guaranteed. That double with the suction bomb though, so it's a lifesaver for the Cardinals. I feel like that double is keeping them in this series.
I mean, for how long though, Genie? It's under 2 minutes now on the clock. You have 2 power claims up. I mean, are you just
have 2 power claims up? Yeah, so that's what you said. And they have 15 more, not including. They could have 3 online. Their 96 cal has just fallen. So as long as they are able to stay alive in this situation here, so this could be the play. This could be the opportunity. And this could be the moment.
Crab is there. But they don't have the space to send the Kraken in. Like, where you can't even buy the space, Genie. They have to give Bubbler just to even get past mid.
They have it. They have 3 power claims here, so I want to see it go, but they've lost their Mini. And they need to get this tactical down online so if anyone follows. The cards are in their favor right now. It's their opportunity. Don't squander it.
Now, the Greenwich Cardinals, this is their moment. Everything is in their favor, but they're running out of time, Genie. There's a minute on the clock, and they still, again, can't fight past mid. Great use to Shark in the blaster.
And they're chasing.
Oh, good respect. I respect that.
They're chasing. They're going. 1 jumped in. The second one is jumped in, but you won't have the 3rd. They've gotten it down to 60, so they need that extra power climb to stay alive. It's all the way back, and it's a fight. Zap is last alive. They are actually in spawn, though, so...
Yeah, they are. Oh, man. And that just puts another 20 back on with under a minute. That was a good push, but that was everything. They spent everything. That was the moment to try to get it work. They're going to need to come up huge here, and it's going to have to start with getting and winning these trades out. It's 3-3 with 30 seconds on the clock, and there's no specials up. They have to build something here. There's a cooler active, Genie. The Titans are ready to close this out.
They need a power climb, though. The Titans have everything in their advantage. There's going to be needing to be the Cardinals. They need to have a power climb online. They need to make one, and at the moment, they don't. They have 11 clams with their name. Teams using members left and right. 10 seconds or so. There's no power clamp. You need this to go into overtime if you're the Cardinals. The Titans could come away with this reverse sweep in this high school finals for the Northeast. There needs to be a power clamp. You need to be able to find this objective. And you find it.
No, they didn't have enough.
The Holy Titans come away with the reverse sweep in your Northeastern finals for the high school championships.
Just a well-deserved reverse sweep. Just the well-deserved reverse sweep there. Maybe it's the jitters, maybe it's their first season, coming into this, but, hey, coming into this point and reverse sweeping like that, that's a statement, Genie. Whether you're in the #1 seed and playing from behind, I mean, that was just impressive Splatoon play. They felt it felt like they had total control of that situation, even when the pressure was on and they knew one mistake, the Kraken gets in, 3 jump in, and they knew they could possibly lose lead. They kept calm, and that is not easy.
No, I want to say Luna fan probably an unsung hero. There was everyone that played was an MVP. Everyone that played, but the ballpoint and the Luna Blaster were the 2 picks which we could really truly see were the problems for the Cardinals to deal with. The Titans really loved having that Luna Blaster go in those final moments with Clam Blitz. Because we saw those 3 clams alive. They took one of them out. So
yeah. Oh no,
we would have a 2-point game.
Yeah. It was a great read. It was a great read from them to just use that. And that was the kind of teamwork we saw at the end, right? Is they knew they could set up the Lunar Blaster for success, get in, use the subs to cover. And that kind of aggression really paid off. That deep roster also really paid off. We were questioning, what you have 7 players. What are, do we just have a couple specialists? What are we doing with them? And it turns out that having those specialists on board really did them a lot of good.
And my goodness, so that was for the Northeast to start us off with a reverse sweep, people. Yeah. Like, can it get any better?
I mean, we still got 3 games. We're gonna find out. Surely there's another game 5 down the line, Genie.
Oh yeah, but honestly, and how Turf War started out. Oof, yeah. I was worried after Rainmaker because it was strong look and then big comeback. So oh my goodness, it felt good, but we've got to take a little bit of a break and set up some of those more matches. Don't go anywhere. More great high school championships will be coming up after this intermission.